Welcome to HuFin News. Today is November the 7th, 2017, and this is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis. This is where we are giving you the interpretation of the cryptocurrency market, and we analyze and forecast the price movements through the price bars and the volume. You guys can see that the market cap today is up $197.1 billion. Yesterday, it was at 193, which tells us that today was a positive day overall for the cryptocurrency market space. So you guys can look at Bitcoin. They ended the day in the positive, up 0.62. Ethereum is down 1.88. Bitcoin Cash also ended the day positive, up 0.61. Ripple is up 1.85. Litecoin had a phenomenal day, up almost 11%. Dash is up 5.66. Neo is down 0.65. Monero is up 1.31, and Ethereum Classic down 5.52. So without further ado, before we get started, please note that we are not investment advisors and we are not giving you investment advice. So you guys can see that Bitcoin is up 1.03%. Last trade was at $7,081.60. So we told you guys yesterday that Bitcoin has given us a change of tone and that we will be expecting the market to trade lower. And also we mentioned that it could give us an update tomorrow, which is today. And the market did move higher around $7,200. We wanted to come around $7,130. But nevertheless, we still had stockpile come in on the bar for Bitcoin today. And if the market was truly interested in higher prices, then the volume today would have definitely backed that move, but it did not. So we're still expecting Bitcoin to trade sideways to lower, and if it does move higher, then it might come all the way back up to this low around $7,251, and then we still holding $6,800 for Bitcoin to come and touch as well, and if not 68, then come back down to 67. So that is our analysis for Bitcoin. So now let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum is down 1.91%, well 2%. Last trade was at $290.99. So we told you yesterday that $310 is acting as resistance for Ethereum and that it will require a push to go up bar in order for it to break through that particular price point. And we did not get that today. As a matter of fact, we have the market closed lower than the close from yesterday, and we kind of figured that from our analysis yesterday because of the stockpile that came in on today's bar. So the market did move lower and close lower, but we can still see that buyers came in the market for Ethereum, but the volume is extremely heavy compared to the last 4 trading days. So our expectation in the time being is for them to trade sideways, and the market still might come all the way down to 283, 280. It might even come all the way down, 280 to maybe 283, 285 tomorrow. And then it might recover and move right back up to $300. So that will be our analysis for Ethereum. It's for them to trade in between that range, and that will be between 280, maybe 285, all the way back up to 300 on tomorrow. Now, if we are still in the continuing phase of moving down, then 280s will definitely be in the cards for Ethereum. And if that's not going to be the case, then it could definitely come all the way back down to 275 like it did on the 2nd of November. But overall, we still see Ethereum moving sideways to lower. Now, if it breaks this $290 area again, it's been holding that support, then you can expect it to come and touch like it did these at least 3 times to 280, which was on the 29th of September, 23rd of October, and then the 2nd of November. So that's you can expect that. if the market is still giving us precursors of weakness. So now let's go to Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is up 1.52%. Last trade was at $601.99. So Bitcoin Cash pretty much gave us the same trading just like Bitcoin. The market did shoot higher, but the volume is definitely lighter than the last 6 trading days, and we still have stockpile come in the market for Bitcoin Cash. So our analysis is still for them to move lower as well, and that would be between $580 to come and touch, or even $560, and it can also still move higher, and it would be right here between $623 or around $625 for them to come and touch. And that is our analysis for Bitcoin Cash. Just seeing them pretty much trading sideways, but mostly it has a higher probability of moving a little lower. So now let's go to Ripple. So Ripple is up 1.13%. Last trade was at 20 cents. And we finally had a positive day for Ripple. We had a nice close higher than the close from yesterday, but we didn't get a breakout. But we still are under the impression that Ripple will be making higher highs. It might break out tomorrow, but given the fact that we had that stockpile and the market still closed almost to the high from yesterday, it gives us the inclination and the indication into saying that Ripple is still forecasted to move higher. And given the fact that it's close to 21 cents now, it might come all the way back up to around 22 cents. So that would be our analysis for Ripple. Now, if it's a true breakout with volume backing the up move, then you would be expecting higher prices than 22 cents. So keep that in mind as well. But if it does move lower than 20 cents, maybe 19,608 around the lows that occurred on the 29th of October could be where Ripple can also move as well. So now let's go to Litecoin. So Litecoin is up 10.01%. Last trade was at $60.05. And we told you on our video yesterday that Litecoin was giving us more inclination into moving higher, making higher prices. And look what happened today. So when someone tells you that you cannot forecast where a price is going to go, tell them they need to come to HuFin News and check out what we've been doing over the last couple of months, because we said that it looks like Litecoin is trying to give us higher prices, and you guys can check our video on yesterday and you can see it there. So Litecoin moved higher today, and the volume came in and it backed that particular move higher. But please note, we do see stockpile in the market, so we have to acknowledge the potential for Litecoin to move lower. And given the fact that we had this wide spread, it might come all the way back down to $58 to touch. That's a definite possibility, around $57.50. If the stockpile or all this volume that occurred today is truly sellers in the market, then expect it to come to that price area that I just mentioned, around $57.50. But if we still have the buyers in the market for Litecoin, then our analysis is for $65-$66 for Litecoin to continue to move higher. But given the fact that we had this wide spread and that the market still closed pretty close to the high of the bar, it might move higher, at least back up to 62 tomorrow, 64. Yeah, it looked like it might come back up to $64. That will be our analysis, not $66, 64. But it's still a possibility to go to 66 too, just to come and touch. So now let's go to Dash. Dash is up 5.48%. Last trade was at $289.34. And we said the same thing for Dash yesterday, that it looked like it wants to come back into our descending triangle. And we had the volume to back the up move that occurred today for Dash. And the market actually came and broke through the descending triangle and made a high of $303. But the market closed at $288. So we do like the fact of where it closed at, because it kind of closed right here where the market touched on the 3rd of October. So that might be a very important area for Dash to keep, and also did it there as well on the 15th of October. So the market, if we get precursors of strength right where Dash is trading now, then it will move higher, and $300 will be that first area that we will say that Dash will come and touch. But if the market is continually strong and the buyers are still interested in higher prices, then finally $310 will be back in the cards for Dash. But we have to acknowledge the stockpile on the market today, so it can come all the way back down to 280 just to be safe. So it'll be, we'll say come back down to $280. It might even come right here around the open and close from the 29th and 30th of October, which was around $284. So keep that in mind. But if we see that continuing precursor that we see right now that's forming for Dash, then it will move back up to at least 300. But our analysis is for them to at least trade sideways to maybe a little higher. We want to make sure that we pay attention to this resistance line that we've drawn, and you can tell that Dash did honor that today, so it might come right back up to that line and drop again. So that would be around $294 instead of $300 as well. So now we're going to go to NIO. So NIO is up 0.72%. Last trade was at $26.18. And we said that NIO was going to move to around $27 on our analysis for today, and it did not do that. But matter of fact, we got something that kind of guarantees that NIO will be moving higher, and that is this excessive volume that we see on today. Compared to there's nothing higher. We haven't had this much volume ever since the 9th of October. So that is something that we need to pay attention to, and we are. And the fact that the market came all the way back up to around the open and close tells us, and we are forecasting them to still move higher. And our analysis was to $28, and we still are holding that analysis. That price movement for NIO is for them to continue to move sideways to higher, and our first area is going to be 27, but ultimately we're looking for them to at least come to $28. But given this amount of volume, it might even shoot higher than that. So now let's go to Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum Classic is down 2.70%. Last trade was at $13.64, and we forecasted Ethereum Classic to trade sideways on today. The market moved higher, but it still closed lower than it closed yesterday, and we still have stockpile in the market. So we're still looking for Ethereum Classic to trade sideways to lower, and that would be $14, or maybe to the high that occurred on the 5th of November, maybe 14 to around 14.25, all the way back down to that support line around $13.21, or maybe even $13. But overall, the market for Ethereum Classic is giving us more precursors of weakness here, and that we will have to take knowledge of in them to move sideways to lower. So the last one is going to be Monero. So Monero is down 3.52%. Last trade was at $98.60. So yesterday, Monero has given us a definite precursors of strength bar. We was forecasting them to at least move to 105 today and went to $104.03. But then the market shot down because the sellers came in the market due to the fact every time the market for Monero came to this price area, the market dropped. So is that something that we can expect again? One thing I want you guys to look at is the volume that occurred over this period of time, and then that period of time. So the volume is substantially a lot higher than what it was the last two times Monero came to that price area. So we have a lot of market participants right now in this price range. Now, given the fact that we do have this type trial run bar, the market can definitely come right back down to $90, but we're not necessarily forecasting that. It might come all the way back up. Back down to $94 that it did here on the 25th of October, the high of $95. So it might come back down to $95 for Monero. It might even come to $92, depending on how much selling occurred today in the market. But if this trial run bars becomes not guilty, then the market can definitely come back up to 104, maybe even higher to 108 for Monero. And it hasn't been that high ever since the 14th of September. So that's how long Monero has been trading in a range. So given the fact that we do have a lot of interest volume in this particular price range, and the spread is definitely a lot smaller than what it was yesterday with the volume. So it kind of tells us that Monero may be trying to move higher, but if it does move lower, $92 is a possibility, or even $95. But then if the buyers are in control, then expect it to come to 108 as the high. Okay. So that is our analysis. We want to give you that type of analysis because this is a trial run bar and we need confirmation to see if the buyers are still interested in higher prices. If they are, then it will come back up to 108 to maybe 110, 112. But if not, then it will move lower to a possible price point of 92. That's why we can't necessarily give you a price movement for trial run bars, because they are probable precursors of strength bars, but not every time, because the fact that this bar closed in the middle kind of tells us that there's a lot of selling in the market. So the market might trade sideways to a little lower tomorrow until all the sellers have been bought out at that price area, and then the market will move higher. So that's all we have for today. Appreciate the new subscribers coming on. Check out our video called Just Some of the Basics. It can help you out with that trial run push-up bar words that I've just used today on the video. But hey, this is how you guys become more profitable in your trading. This is what we do. We don't place those indicators on our charts, and we have nothing against indicators. I mean, if you need them, then that more power to you. But our purpose for this channel is to show you that you can still be profitable, that you can still predict and forecast price movement without those particular indicators. And we have been very precise in our analysis thus far. And this is what you guys need to also learn to gain that confidence in the market, to know when to get in and when to get out. And one thing I want you guys to notice for today, or even in the overall cryptocurrency market, you guys can see that these altcoins, even Bitcoin, have been taking turns on breakouts. So kind of look at the altcoins that we've been doing our daily cryptocurrency market analysis on and see which ones didn't break out yet. And those will probably be the most likely candidates to be moving higher. That is just one of the things that we've been noticing as we have been doing our analysis here on this channel. But like I said earlier, we are not investment advisors and we are not giving you investment advice. But what we are giving you is something that we feel is more phenomenal, more powerful tool that can be used in your everyday trading. So guys, make sure you guys stay profitable. Keep it tuned here. You guys questions and comments, go ahead and utilize the comment section of this video, and we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.